Howdy, all of you delicious people. I'm here today to do another episode of Movie Director Simulator. Really going on today. Hopefully, I think the last episode had a lot of editing snafus. So, hopefully, for you, I can do this without any kind of issues this time around. Hope for the best and what have you. Reasonably, I am kind of contemplating trying to in some avenues which would just make this easier and quicker to get another one of these out. Like I'm kind of contemplating because usually I realize usually how long these videos end up coming out. So I'm kind of like putzing around with maybe thinking about in some form or fashion doing like editing, but not really and truly editing, just kind of like cutting it a different way. Kind of leaving out kind of like some things, but continue to showcase others. Like the whole like script thing that usually takes a very long time for this, so I'm kind of contemplating whether or not to keep that part in, because ultimately it just makes for a longer video. So I don't know. I just kind of want to see what where we should go about if people are yaying or naying or whatever, or just like want to see the whole video uncut as it is or what have you. Reasonably, a lot of times it just becomes a very long recording way either way, so it's just kind of probably that's more reason why I don't usually go to these as much as I would, just because of how long it takes for recording them. I think that's why they just inconsistently come out. But without a doubt, we're gonna go with comedy, which I don't think we do very often. So, or it's been a very long while since we've done some comedy. Uh Again, I don't think the number matters for scripts because it just. I think the only thing that really matters is like music, because we'll get the quality of scripts regardless. So, all right. I'm gonna try to make some money here. Pink, green, purple. Blech. Pink, green, purple. Yeah. And I apologize if I'm not actually talking really legitimately through these moments, but you gotta really think about what the shapes are. There we go. I was like, is it a square in the middle or is it a circle? Green, purple, green. Oops. All right. But yeah, lately it's just been great on the channel. It's really been fun. It's been a fun experience on the channel lately. And I think that was a square. No, what was the what was the middle shape? I know what was it. Oh, timeout. Well, at least it was only the last one. All right, let's see what we can get for comedy. Assuming we're gonna have to go with a female character because we went with it's usually the same old song and dance of like, okay, female, male, female, male, female, male for every episode. But let me know if you guys want your name to be used in any of these other episodes. I'm willing to have a character be used as a person in the movies, but deciding upon like if your name is used in the show, like hopefully you're okay with how I use your name and put it in a story, and what have you. Let's go with because it's Halloween. Let's go with Vanessa Helsinger. Helsinger? Sounds like a doctor in a movie. Vanessa Helsinger. It's kind of like Van Helsing. So we're kind of going with a female Van Helsing. Vanessa Helsinger. Which honestly sounds like a doctor in a movie. It does. It really does. Write the script. All right. Because of a ridiculous misstep during a live broadcast of the pre election debate. Oh, God, no. I am not doing a political movie. You know what I thought about doing? Because I just watched yesterday a movie about like a parody-ish superhero. I think we can I want to do something like that in this movie. Or in this episode, a parody-ish superhero, a parody of a superhero. I kind of want to do that in this episode. Vanessa Hellinger, after a string of unpleasant life tests, is unemployed, which forces her to take urgent measures to find earnings to solve numerous problems. Vanessa Hellinger turns into Molly and Clyde, a sister and a brother, who offer a criminal adventure, which, if successful, can bring a good financial condition to all its circumstances. But everything goes not according to plan. Well, yeah, because when you go to a criminal way of life, it doesn't work out. I'm kind of interested in the beginning of this, but then after a certain point, it just kind of I lose interest because it just seems like every movie that we've ever heard in our lives before. Let's kind of make this. If we're gonna go with comedy, we're gonna really go with comedy. Um. Okay. Let's go with kind of the beginning of this, where Vanessa Hellinger, after a string of unpleasant life tests, is unemployed, forcing her to live on the streets, selling her feet for money. There's a lot of foot fetishes out there, folks. Selling her feet for money. Selling her feet for the money. Selling her feet photos. Selling feet photos for money. You know how many feet she's had to suck to make a buck in this town. Feet photos for money. Feet photos for money. That's a whole lot of funny right out of the gate there. So, this girl has turned homeless and has to sell feet photos for money. And God, what is going to be the turnaround from this? Because I think I want to go somewhere with this. Um, ultimately, if you could spell ultimately, because there is no spell check right now. Ultimately, to still live on the streets as a hobo, even putting, whoops, a paper bag over her head for warmth. When Foot Pimp comes calling and the girl on the corner twisted her ankle and wasn't appealing to customers, Foot Pimp took it out on her, forcing Vanessa to appear out of nowhere to come to the girl's defense, fighting off Foot Pimp and being called, because yeah, the newspapers just have to like dip themselves in any time that anybody defensively like saves anybody, they gotta give them a name bizarrely, like as if they were just some like bizarrish being that came into the night and saved someone, so they gotta like put a newspaper out and call her something. um a girl fighting Foot Pimp and be called Hobo. We're kind of ripping off a little bit of the DC character Lobo, but she's gonna be called Hobo. And or like I was gonna like maybe call her like Hobo Cop or something like that, like hobo, like homeless cop or something like that. But Hobo sounds better. Called Hobo. Um, the defense or the defender of feet. Yeah, the defender of feet. This is a bizarre story. Evidently, there's a lot of people with foot fetishes, and there's a foot pimp, and so if anybody hurts their ankles or something, the pimps get all pimp handy, and so really the hobo has to come out of the shadows and defend this girl's honor because she knows how hard it is for a foot pimp or for a foot lady out there. So she comes to the defense and is in all very much bizarrish, unrecognizable gear. Um, but maybe they end up finding out later that that same girl comes up and defends or comes up and is like, "Oh my god, that was Hobo," and then they have to go and like, yeah, it's kind of very much like a very bizarrish, um, like story about a homeless person who eventually tries to be a superhero. And then hilarious and bizarrish natures ends up defending somebody, but then is coming on to an attack of like, well, hey, you cost me a woman, so like we're gonna cost you your feet, kind of thing. And then like that's what becomes the whole thing of just like this hobo just goes and defends all these women that are being treated wrong. And so the pimp gang ends up going against this woman because they need their feet. They need their female feet. And she's just like, nah, like give us money for just doing nothing because we're homeless. And that's what becomes the big huge brawl for it all. It's just like, we're homeless, so give us money. Like here's our little here's a little cups, like just give us money because we're homeless. And like the guys don't want to donate to the women. So yeah, like that's the whole comedic story. This is very much a bizarrish story, but we're gonna go with it. That's what we're gonna go with. Yeah, who's gonna be the main character? I don't know. Who's gonna be Helsinger? Let's go with should probably go with somebody that actually has like a very much clothing piece on. So she's already hidden in the shadows. She's already hidden in the shadows. Come on, give me something. Give me something to work with here. Sure, let's go with Nikki Reed. Yeah, let's go with that. Who's gonna play the pimp? Who's gonna play the pimp? I was gonna go with Ninja Boy. That looks really cool. To have like a Ninja Boy, just be like, just be going in there. It'd be fun. It'd be hilarious. What if it's a woman that's the foot pimp? Yeah, let's go with him. That's good enough. It's good enough. Yeah, maybe we'll have it like a kind of the Last Dragon, where we have like the foot pimp is like a Shonuff like looking like person. Like it's gonna be very much like it's probably gonna be kind of like the Last Dragon, where there's just kind of like this person that just kind of like shows up out of nowhere. But it feels probably very much more like Swamp Thing than like a just normal superhero. And yeah, I kind of took a lot of liberties from the whole like paper bag thing from Spaghetti Man, which I just reviewed and saw. But um, but realistically, I think it would kind of work a lot better with his hobo-esque like character, and maybe the whole like being surrounded by junk that you honestly don't know how safe the junk is to be sitting next to it gives her the superhuman like power. I don't know. It's hobo. A spider bit you, but you're no superhero now. Oh my god, this is coincidental that this like shows up as I'm not even it wasn't like I was doing a comic book thing and they kind of gave me a comic book story. You have to spend $1,000 on treatment. Well, you game, you, you game, you game, you game, you. All right, let's go into like we're kind of fast tracking a lot of things here, but I already have a lot of money amassed anyway, so it's okay. God, we can probably just the hobo. I don't know. I don't know what else to call this besides hobo, because really that's the title of the superhero in this movie. So I can't think of anything else besides maybe like homeless hero, or like something with homeless fetish, homeless foot, a foot of homeless. As like a comedic title, like to have it like the the feet of no home, the no feet for old homes, or no home for old feet. No home for old feet. Hobo hero. Hobo hero? It's kind of like a double H, but I don't know. That probably sounds very much like Japanese, like a Japanese film, like I did a Japanese film. Hobo hero, away! And just it kind of just screams like a very much like it kind of gives you like what's going on in the movie, but you also get like a yeah. Let's kind of do it like in a dirty environment. That looks like a dirty color, right? Looks like a dirty color. We could assess. Uh, Come on. What looks like a hobo-ish kind of character? Hobo, away! Oh, that might work because like hobos are synonymous with like living in like cardboard boxes or just like gritty environments and stuff like so it might I don't know. Uh if only somebody had a paper bag head on here. That would work perfectly. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with the hobo? Ooh, we can kind of since we have foot pimps in here, maybe we can go with this one. To just be like there's a pimp theme. Uh Come on. Give me something that looks to fit. Uh Ooh, what if we could say that this entire Ooh, what if we could make it to where the paper bag is like the back like make it so that this background, this brown background is her paper bag and that this is the face that shows up on the bag when she puts it over her head and it just so happens that like there's holes in this bag. Oh yeah, we could yeah, and it kind of would represent the hero, but in a very goofy fashion, a very goofy like fashion. Yeah, it'll be super goofy to um but yeah, but if you kind of put the head or put the paper bag upside down, then it just like looks like any normal bag. But if you flip it over, oh yeah, oh yeah, just yeah, just works. It just works for what I need. Just works for my needs. The film is ready. But this feels like very much like a Japanese like hero, which is fun. It's fun, everybody. It's fun. So let's see what Hobo Hero does. I guess. I guess we weren't built to impress. I guess kind of a stretch would be doing a superhero movie as a comedy. I guess. I don't know. But 56. Oh my god, they're asking for a sequel. But the guy's asking for a sequel in a very kind of way. It's kind of just like, sequel. It's going to be a sequel. Will there be a sequel? Yeah, I might have to. I don't know how I'm gonna have like maybe a hobo is gonna have a sidekick. I don't know. Maybe she'll have to be the bag lady. I don't know. Um, it's fine, worth your money. Not a bad plot. There we go. Yeah, people enjoy foot fetishes, evidently. The soundtrack is awesome. Great job. Why is he sad in saying that the soundtrack is awesome and I did a great job, but he's sad about the movie? That makes no sense. It's like, what? Did the only thing that you liked about this movie was the soundtrack? I'm confused. All right, so did I do the contract? Yeah, I fit the bill on everything, so I must have gotten the. I don't remember seeing whether or not it said that I passed or failed or whatever. All right, well, let's see if we can make some equipment purchases. I don't know what the prestige is, and I even know somebody asked me about it, and I couldn't come up with a real legitimate answer. people know, let me know. If people had figured that out. Equipment. Equipment. All right, is there I don't think there's anything lower than the third rung of things. No, I don't think so. Uh yeah. So I might have to save up. I'd done all the educational things, so we've kind of moved past that. I don't think I've yet once done any relationships and like pets and stuff like that on here. I just don't see the time of why to do that. But you can also look back at Hobo Hero, all the things that I've done so far, which is kind of cool, as just like it keeps a memory of how many things I've done through time here, and it's weird. Too bad I can't go through the whole series and mother. That was a fun thing that I did on a video. It was so much fun. Too bad I kind of like if I could show everything that I've ever done, and it would be on here. That'd be cool. But at one point I had to restart this, so a lot of stuff was lost along the way. Science fiction. I don't know. Sciencey fictiony. I don't know. That was kind of a very fun like parody because I really wanted to do like a parody superhero thing, and that kind of fit the bill very much. And it was kind of a very weird way about going and doing a story. Comics. I just kind of did a superhero thing, so I don't want to double dip on that. Should we do horror? Horror. 86% is a little steep though. Come on. Come on now. Give me something I can sink my teeth into. Thriller. It is 6 plus though. It was like as if I for some bizarre reason, it was as if I was taking like a drag of something, and I was like, yeah. I don't know why I had to do that. Could be worth it though. 6 plus, honestly, the age range means honestly diddly. It doesn't mean anything, but I guess I'll do that so I can get 10 grand. So, let's do 6 plus, I believe is what it was, and a thriller. Thriller. I've done thrillers a lot. I've done horror a lot. I've done a lot. Done a lot. Do 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 do. A lot. Do do do. 10 for music. I don't know why I decided to do the way I was doing that, but there we go. Phenomena. Do 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 do. Okay, purple, pink, green. Purple, pink, green. I could probably fast track this and not do this money stuff and just continue to keep doing movies, but oh god, what was the middle shape? What was the middle shape? I don't remember. Now time's out. Dang it. Green, purple. Come on. Green, purple. Do it. Just do it already. Just have it done. Green, purple. Oh god. What was the middle shape? I don't remember. God, this one's gonna be bad. Green, purple, green. Alright. So 2 circles and a square. This one's gonna be easier. Alright, there we go. I didn't remember the last shape. Okay. These were all green, and so I gotta just remember which order they are. Alright, so this one, and then that one. Alright. Good enough. Good enough to just get money. Good enough to get that money thing in our lives. Your friend is having a birthday. Will you buy him a costing present? No, because I hate him. No, I hate it. I hate his guts. Your friend is glad with just an ordinary present. Yeah, he's glad. You know why? Because he's a good friend. Oh god, should I have 2 characters or 1 character for this thriller? Let's have 2 characters. Enter my name? No. Let's enter, because it's Halloween. There's got to be some kind of bizarrish name that we can go. A lot of the times when they would address Draculia, to make his name shorter, they would call him Drake. So let's do that as the first name. For what would be a shorter name for some of the other ones? Some of the other famous monsters. For Frankenstein, they would just call him Frankie. So Drake Frankie is what we're going with for this name. You have started writing a script, because I remember in Blade Trinity, which of course some people might like that movie or hate it or whatever. Some people would, or people in that movie called Dracula Drake, and so yeah. No, I'm not doing this movie because it's not a wonderful script. A young couple, Drake, Frankie, and Anna, just loves to play different games. Once incorrigible gamblers invited friends to their home to have some fun. Innocent entertainment leads to some very serious consequences. This is like the movie Game Night. Now the main character has to face armed to the teeth gangsters who intend to kill them. Yeah, this is Game Night basically. Drake, Frankie, a CIA agent working undercover, is hard at the loss of his beloved bride, who had died during a terrorist attack. Blah, blah. I don't like that kind of drama. Plus, I don't like the terror. The terror. That's not a real good terror. Drake Frank Lee, a talented psychotherapist and charming woman. It's a man, buddy. Becomes the culprit of a couple of survivors. Becomes the curator of a couple of survivors in place in a car crash. Eric Clark refuses the help of specialists, considering it unnecessary to attend group sessions. A man radically changes his way of life, refusing many of his usual things. Drake frankly, considering that these are coincidences of the stress experiments, offers Eric individual psychological training. Soon, passengers of the fatal flight begin to disappear one by one, which pushes the protagonist to conclusions about the many involvements in this flight, which wants to eliminate the witness of the crash, which may be aware of the true causes of the tragedy. I'm kind of interested in this story, but I don't think I'm interested in enough, because it just seems like a lot to process. Walking through the streets of Calcutta, walking through the streets of the European city, a girl named Drake Frankley, or a guy, because it's a guy in this one, accidentally gets to know Andy, a young man, or probably a young woman named Andy for some reason. As keen on life as Drake is, this movie already is just losing me. Losing me. Okay, come on. Let's get to a wonderful script. For casual acquaintances, journalist Alex and a surgeon named Drake Frankley, bad weather doesn't become an obstacle to an urgent flight on the private plane departing for the airport at Katgime City. What? Tragically, their small aircraft suffers a disaster, caught in the forest of Siberia among the snow-capped mountains. They were forced, without counting on outside help, to go 100 kilometers away to the nearest settlement. Wow, that sounds exciting. Not really. So let's move on. Find a good script, or find a wonderful script. Come on, give me something. Give me. Okay. A young couple, Drake and Anna. Yeah, this is game night again. God dang it. Why can't you give me a good script, game? Why can't you give me a good script? Give me a good one. Put some steak on it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. A professional tennis player? Okay. Drake is rapidly losing his position in professional tennis. He decides to start a coaching career. Wow, what a dramatic change his life has taken. Acquainted with Chloe Hewitt, the daughter of a successful businessman with a significant fortune, dramatically changes the life of a man, giving him a way to the higher world and opportunity to feel independent. How is this even a movie that would make sense to anyone? However, Drake is prohibited from the continuation of further relations. Wait a minute. So this guy has to turn into a monk because there's some guy that has a fortune? Are you killing me right now, Smalls? This situation becomes a complete surprise for the man, and sympathy for the fatal beauty develops into a maniac obsession. This sounds really good, but I don't know much about tennis. And reasonably, I like the whole maniac obsession route. I would have rather gone straight for the whole coaching thing than the whole, like, him being a really good tennis player and then forced into coaching. It would kind of leave out a lot of just, like, quick to the draw ways of going about doing this. What if, like, this guy was in the public eye and he was just coaching people and he was famous for it, and this girl was a very much like a business savvy person, like, hey, have you ever thought about teaching? And then all of a sudden, dun dun dun, the guy's like, well, yes, I thought about it. But he can't let go of his like, that he's given up his professional life. And so realistically, he can't let it go. So reasonably, he is, because he doesn't have that professional life, he's just diving into this girl, his arms, and because he can't be in the spotlight, then he thinks that if he's in the light of this girl's eyes, then that is what is keeping him, like, even keel. But the dad steps in and he's just like, you know what, I think you've kind of had a little bit too much with this girl. Like, if anything, how about you kind of soak your seeds somewhere and just kind of just lay off the whole, like being so attached to my girl right now. And that's when the tennis player is just like, you know what, life just has not been giving me what I want. Like, at first, like, I've had to throw away my professional career. Now you're telling me to throw away this girl, and now there's not a person in the world that's just gonna see me and be all like, I'll be in their limelight or whatever. So that's what's driving this person to be maniacally obsessed about this girl to the point of, yeah, that's the driving force that's not written here. But I think I'll go with this script because I've already talked myself into it. So the main character has to be a male. Uh, yeah. Who is it gonna be? Who is it gonna be? There. Yeah. Looks like a tennis player, right? Looks like and then it has to be a female. So there we go. All right. What the heck are we even gonna call this movie? I think I'm gonna fast track for this. Fast track this one. Yeah. Production. Free music. Yeah. What are we gonna call this movie? I don't know enough about tennis to get technical words in here. I know there's something where it's like people would do a number and then call it like love or something like that. Like I know that about tennis. I know that. Like you could rather just jokingly call this "what a racket," right? What a racket. Um, you could call it racketeering. I don't know. You could call it um, the court of love. You could call it. Oh God. Serve. You could call it love serve. You could call it serve and love. You could call it uh game point. Game point. Yeah, whatever. What could we call this? We could call it uh I don't know what to. I don't know enough about tennis. I should have called it another sport, so it would have made a lot more sense. It could have been any sport besides tennis. But I chose it. I chose the script, so I have to go with the holes of which I lead my life into. Uh, hmm. We could call it retire mental because the guy goes mental after retiring. Um, we could call it. Uh, he ends up becoming a coach. Um, takeout coach, take out to coach takeout. Uh, the 40 love. the we could call it limelight because that's what I kept like saying is like this guy just wants to be in someone's limelight. He wants to be popular. He wants to be the it thing for whatever he's doing. We could probably call it the it factor um, because he basically wants to be. He wants to be showcased. He wants to be. Uh, yeah, I guess we can just put limelight. Uh, face. He wants to be the face. Face. Face it. It factor. uh, it factor. Uh, God. Yeah, because this guy wants to be. Yeah, I don't know. So I think it factor is the way we have to go with this. Because realistically, we could go about this in a number of ways. That it's just the thing of just he gets so close to being uh having this it factor, but then it leaves him. So then once he tries to re-seek it again, and eventually the father comes in, and it's just like, well, like I'm a businessman, but I don't want your business legitimately being in my daughter's business. And then he's just seeing this again as like them taking his limelight, his it factor away from him. So that's when he becomes obsessed and wants the girl, and nobody can say anything otherwise. So let's go with it factor. I don't know. That's just what we're going with here. We're gonna have to go with green because it's a tennis thing. That might work. Because tennis, you get awards and such. Nah, I think that award's probably gonna be what's gonna have to do. Because I don't know what else we could do for that one. For like a sporting thing. Come on, give me something. And the light limelight, that probably looks like a racket, but we're stretching here. We're stretching. We're stretching. Come on. You can almost make that like a racket. You can almost make it out to be a racket. You almost could. It'd be a goofy looking racket, but be a racket nonetheless. Yeah, I guess we have to go with that. Like somebody getting an award and saying it factor on it could represent that this person has been fed awards their whole life, so makes sense. Your film called It Factor is being paused now because of an ad. All right. All right. So let's see what the It Factor does. Not quite it. I don't know. It seems like the more that we finally have succeeded somewhere, the more that um the bad meter like raises. I don't know. I kind of hope that I beat my side goal because really I put my thing up there pretty dang high. Well, it's funny, and that's it. I like this. Okay, good. So at least I had to write myself into a good corner, I guess. The script needs a little work. Well, I didn't really add anything to this script. I just kind of talked my way into it working. The style is right. Why is it that somebody says something positive and calls himself White Vader and but says it in a sad demeanor? It's weird. It's so weird. So I got another 1,000 fans. Yeah, it's great. So I think that's where we're going to call this a wrap here because this video is very long. So I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys. Happy Halloween because evidently it's Halloween. Even though after today and somebody watches this, they'll be like, Halloween, what? Whatever, want to have you. So anyways, goodbye everybody. Bye everybody.